Bring out everybody's favorite step stool. Oh, Mr. Creaky. Because we all know how you guys love that thing. Ready? Here we go. Oh, it's not even that creaky today. Hey, you're lucky. There we go. So when I pulled it in, I did leave the vehicle in neutral. And I checked his transmission fluid because I took it for a little toot there. Well, it was warmed up, so we're going to peel his oil cap off. I did notice the transmission fluid was full. I checked his air filter, which was clean, good to go. And we'll just kind of give some other things a glance here. I smell a little bit of the coolant and I can see some drizzle, which looks like out the bottom of the water pump. So we'll look at that once we get it up in the air. And then we'll finish checking some of the other stuff out here, folks. Empty, folks. Okay, well, that's full to the top. Okay. Well, we won't be fixing his coolant leak today, regardless, and I know he'll probably be driving a little bit, so we're going to a little bit of the Mopar 5-year. We'll just top up the overflow here. There, now we're all wet. We're almost to the max line, but engine's cold too. Plus we know it's leaking. Turn that around the right way there. Looks like the water pump. It looks like a fairly new water pump, so there might be some kind of warranty issue there too. See the oily under here? I think he must be doing the old waste oil treatment here. Goodness gracious. Everything's pretty slimy. Doesn't look like fluid film. Kind of stinks like waste oil. Get this filter here. Crack that baby loose. Oh, and down. Now we can't see anything. Not that you guys can ever see anyways. Man, he's got this waste oil all over everything. It's a mess, dude. I won't take you through the whole process of the oil change and the shakedown and checking everything, but trust me when I tell you that we do. I think we've done a video on it. I think that's a video that we had sent in that Cardone contest. You know, what do we do during a normal oil change or service? But as far as going through and checking fluids and all that stuff, we're going to use the ITS 600 or the ITS 600 as they call it. By Altel. Looks like a little Altel showroom over here. We're going to find out which of these sensors has gone bad on this thing. This is a handy little tool, so we're just going to go right to the TPMS. Updating TPMS firmware, story of my life. The update is complete. Now you can use the Bluetooth dongle, but I didn't plug it in because I didn't want to leave the key on. So we'll just go through here and we'll select Hemi Dodge Ram. Of course I got stuff on the screen, so now it's going to make it kind of stupid. We'll go Dodge. We'll pick out the Ram 1500. I don't know if you guys probably can't see because I'm not holding it where you can see it. And then it's the 14, so we got 13 to 17 here, 433 megahertz. Boom. Hit OK, and we'll start right here on the left front. We'll trigger it. And then we'll wait, and then we'll work our way around. Now this may be the bad one, so we may be sitting here for a while. He was probably correct, the left front. Yeah, foul. I was hoping it was a front one because we're required to pull a front tire by law. So we'll see if this one works. Hopefully it doesn't have a bunch of bad ones, but foul. Well, obviously there's something wrong here with our tool because there's no way all 4 sensors are bad. I mean, I can't say that, but I know this guy, and he hasn't, it's not like he's been driving around with the light on for the past 3 or 4 years, you know. Light just came on, I guess. So we'll grab a different tool and see. I'll double check the year. I'm pretty sure this is a 14. Yeah, I'm not buying it, fella. We're gonna put her in as a 10 to 13. Look, that's 09 of 13. So just to see if it's an early production here. Might be a little different frequency. So let's see, we're still here at the left rear. So we'll start left rear. Let's just try to trigger this. Cause I didn't, yeah, see, there we go. I didn't get the production date. So let's move around here. If something doesn't seem right, folks, it's probably because it isn't. So we're gonna go right rear. I selected the right rear on the tool. We'll trigger this one. And then we'll just work our way around. Boom, there we go. We got 2 good ones. Right front, hit trigger. Boy, his tire pressures are pretty good. He must have a good gauge. This is the one he suspected was bad. We should have just listened to the customer. We need this stupid expensive tool when the customer will tell you which one's bad. I don't know how he would have known that. Maybe somebody else already told him. Clearly this one isn't communicating because you've seen how fast the other one's triggered. Now you gotta watch it with the Altel sometimes. Sometimes it'll trigger another wheel on the vehicle. It'll come up and say duplicate ID after it sits here for a really long time. So I don't know the strategy inside the tool if it starts to kind of increase its output to trigger this or not, but sometimes that happens, but here we are. So yeah, let's pop a left front sensor in it. We'll see if we can get the ID number off it so we don't even have to do anything with the vehicle. Like I say, it works out good because we're required to pull 1 front wheel anyways. Even if you can see in there and see brakes are brand new, you still have to pull the wheel. Oh, you dropped your nut, fella. Got it. So there's those. If you know what's good for you, you'll grab your 23, son of a mother. Grab your 23 mil, because in New York, you know, your 7/8 or your 22 never fits these because they're swole. So 23 fits them beautifully. Looks like we're gonna have to wait for the tire machine. We got a leaker there, good?
Well, it looks like it's the sensor that's leaking.
Oh, is it all bubbling around?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is this even worth trying to seal that up, or since the other one's dead, it's probably not too far behind.
Yeah, because you already got 1 dead sensor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get a hold of this guy, see if he just wants to do it, because if you already got 1 dead one, maybe he'll just want to do that same time, because I think he's putting air in this thing every couple weeks. Looks like we'll be waiting for a little bit there. Josh's gonna throw a couple sensors in that car he's working on. We'll finish this thing up. I was glancing over the truck for inspection and see, you know, no, we gotta look at stuff. I won't take you through the whole process because I don't want to incriminate myself. But the, you know, you're looking steering, suspension, you know, broken springs, loose tie rod ends, broken sway bar links, rotted out frame, you know, does the parking brake work? Seat belts, you know, all this stuff on the inside. Does the seat belt warning indicator work? You know, what's the brake pedal fade like? Brake hoses, you know, are they cracked? You know, there's all kinds of stuff we look at for state inspection. Like I say, with the fear of incriminating myself by some state person watching it and having video evidence that I'm doing it wrong, I'm not going to take you through the process. But you can look online on New York State's website and actually see, maybe I'll try to put a link to that, of all the different various rules, everything from the minimum amount of required lighting, the amount of cracks you can have in your windshield and where they can be, and you know, every little nitpick and detail that they have that we have to follow to a T, because they will hang you over any chance they get. They love when they can find something wrong with your shop. Everything right down to the color of the letters that go on your sign. I got wrote up for that once because I had black lettering on it instead of white lettering, which is a violation of state law. So welcome to the PRNY, people. So the sucky part about that whole thing is, you know, you take a shop like mine who's, legit. We do legitimate inspections. We don't intentionally overlook things. We don't give out lick 'em stick 'ems for cars with tinted windows and no parking brakes and rotted frames. Yeah, we're the type of shop that the state comes after because we're open during normal business hours, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. We're open the same time the state is. There's other shops, and I could take you to lots of them around here, that are open after hours, after 5. That's when you can go in and get your sticker. So that's, those are your, what we call the other shop, our lick 'em stick 'em shops, where you take your car in, bald tires, rotted frame, doesn't matter. The guy's your buddy, and puts a sticker on your car regardless of anything that's wrong with it, except the engine light. That's the only thing these guys don't know how to get around. So that's why you'll see a lot of cars come in that are just, rotted right in half. The other shop wants us to fix the engine light so they can put the lick 'em stick 'em on. I guess I say all that to say this, that the state never gets those people, gets those guys, because they're not open when the state's open. So that's how the broken system works. And if you want to run a lick 'em stick 'em shop, you just have to do it outside of the state operating hours. So, and then eventually once somebody gets killed in an accident, then the state will investigate. Then that person will lose their inspector license. So that's how that works. Somebody has to die, and then they can get investigated. Unfortunately, that's how the system works, folks. It's just one of many broken systems in our world. And I think I've mentioned it, in times past, that as a shop, as a repair shop, we cannot turn in other shops, or we can't call and lodge a complaint against that shop. For example, let's say this truck just came in and it has a brand new sticker on it, and it's a complete pile of crap, just falling right apart. I couldn't call anybody, couldn't tell anybody. That's just how it is. The only person that can call is the person that received the sticker. And more often than not, the person that's receiving the sticker on the POS oftentimes knows it's a POS. That's why they went to the other shop to get the sticker to begin with. So they're not gonna, turn the guy in. So that's just how the system works. So these things hold 7 quarts. So there's 5 quarts. Just take a half quart, put it on my creaky stool, but it's become famous now. Mrs. O says lunch is ready. Put this baby on pause. What we got, Mrs. O?
Soup.
That thing's looking pretty crusty, so I guess we're gonna take it off all the way. Usually I just push them down, but oh yeah, the old Walmart special. Covered bead sealer instead of cleaning the rim. There's our sensor. Let's go get our glasses on, see if we can read the number on it here. Let's see, what kind of number are we looking for? So power this thing back on. 03 Echo Delta. Let's see, got our glasses. And then 03 Echo Delta 649er. So you always have to look to see if there's 2 zeros or how many digits there are, because that can get a little confusing on Dodges. And if you look at this thing, which you probably can't see, it starts out 003 Echo Delta 649er. So we got to leave off one of the zeros. And then we got the OEM part number on there. So we're going to go like this. We're going to go to programming, and then we're going to go copy by input. And then we got to enter the sensor ID. So 03 Echo Delta, is that what it was? 03 Echo Delta 649er. 649er. And then we hit OK. Do we want to program this sensor? Yes. And then it's going to look to make sure that we don't have any other sensors nearby. If we did, it would come up here and say more than one sensor detected. So now it's going to program that. And then it should scan it for us. 649er, yep. And then the idea being that when we put it back on the truck, we don't have to do anything to the truck because the truck's not even going to know. So there we go. So it copied that ID. We got all the other IDs. And then technically, we're going to put this in that rim, mount the wheel back up, balance it, and then we can throw it back on the truck. And that'll be it. The light will be out, and everybody will be happy. So these are the Alltel 1 sensors. No screw required. They have a little push button. You do have to have their valve stems though. So if this needs valve stems, which I stock these here too, and then they just click in, and that's it. Dual frequency, they cover almost everything. So kind of a neat little setup. Been using these a lot. I've installed hundreds of these, and can't say I've ever had any negative results from using them. So that's one way to do it. The other way we could do it is we could have got the ID out of the OBD2. Gone in there, got the ID number, done it that way, or we could have used the Alltel, made a unique ID, and then you have to relearn it to the vehicle, which on a Dodge is pretty easy. So lots of different ways to skin this cat, folks. When the Walmart just puts the bead sealer all over the top of the corrosion, and all the corrosion crap sticks to the tire, so you've got to get that off too, which they make it kind of a pain. If you don't do this, you're just going to have a comeback. Right, Josh?
Right.
I think that's about going to do it for this video, folks. A little bit of an oil change, a little bit of pissing and moaning about the state and their inspections. But we got to get it done. Got to pick up speed. That's after lunch. We've got quite a few more things to do, but let's get this on. Just got to double check the fluids. I've already been through everything else underneath it, rebalance the tire. We'll get this on and get this thing torqued down here. And of course, this fellow's gonna have to come back for that water pump. If he chooses to do so. right, good to go. I think we already checked the oil, but I just want to double check. I like to check them after they've sat for a little while. Because if I remember right, when I checked it, it was just a little bit into the crosshatch. I want to make sure it's good. And it is, it's right at the E in the safe. So that means we're safe. It's 2022, we all need our safe place, right? Right, do it. Got to put on the official SMA. Your oil got changed sticker and you got to come back when. Give it a little bit of steam on the back. Makes the old static cling. Then we got to do the key on the 3-pedal pumper. I always go 4 for one good measure. I'm gonna take it for a little drive. Sometimes these Dodges, you gotta drive them for a little bit and the light will go out. If not, we'll go back to the shop and we'll fix it that way. But typically installing TPMS sensor with the original ID on it, you don't have to fiddle with these. Drive them, light goes out. And just like magic, out it goes. So that's good. The Dodge does seem to take a little while longer. This took, I don't know, a couple miles instead of, usually a lot of cars by the end of Main Street the light goes out, but Dodge for whatever reason takes just that little bit extra. So that's it, folks. We'll leave this one at that. TPMS lights out, we changed his oil. We did what we came to do. This guy should be happy and so should you. Well, that's a pretty good one. That's one of my better ones. Let me know down in that comment section what you think about the state inspections, and hopefully you guys understand why I'll never show you the process, the full process, the start to finish, the whole enchilada right down to slapping the sticker on the car. Just because you guys know why. I mentioned it earlier. We're not going to beat this horse anymore. Not that we're into beating horses, but you know what I mean. It's just the state is funny people, especially in the PRNY and the people in charge here. So we'll leave it at that. You're in charge of your comment. Make sure you leave it. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.